everybody. Welcome into Day by Day. Have a little bit different of an episode this week because of schedules and kids and activities. We just didn't have time to get together and have a conversation about Nebraska taking on Michigan State. So we individually are going to share our keys to the game, predictions, and oddly specific predictions. Hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit different. As always, you can find the show on characterchronicles.com, YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Please like and subscribe to the show. It helps more people find us. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the show.
All right, Husker Nation. Just got done playing some golf up here in the Pacific Northwest. Looking forward to game day tomorrow. Nebraska, Michigan State. Keys for the game, obviously. Protect Dylan Raiola. I think we know Michigan State's not a great pass rush team and probably an even worse pass defense team. So keep Dylan clean in the pocket. I think he'll pick them apart a little bit, throw for quite a few yards. Another key, obviously, I mean, these are pretty obvious coming out of the Michigan game, but establish the run, specifically establish a second option at running back. So I know Holgerson brought that up this week, that we'd see something we haven't seen. So we don't know who that's going to be, or what that will look like, but that's an exciting development. So protect Dylan and run the ball. Obviously on offense, defense, you can't give up those big run plays. You can't let Childs specifically gash you when he goes to scramble. So I have Huskers winning this one 38-24. I think a very specific prediction. I think we've been kind of waiting to see the whole Archie Wilson breakout game. He's been punting amazing, but I do think in this game he throws a pass. I think he'll throw a pass in the third quarter. Game still a little bit in the balance, but go for it on fourth, maybe a fake, complete a pass, and we'll specifically say a pass to Heinrich Harburg for a key first down. So see you tomorrow. Go Big Red.
Hey everyone, Alex Drake here from Day by Day. Going to go through a few keys to the game on Saturday. We are looking ahead to Michigan State. It is Thursday night, and the juices are flowing. Nebraska fans, especially some of those hyper popular Twitter accounts, are still on edge about Nebraska's defense post Michigan, which, if you've paid attention to us, especially if you listen to James and I interview Michael Rose-Ivy, you will hopefully feel a little bit better moving forward. I know I do. I'm not as worried about the defensive line as most fans are, but I understand why some still feel the way they do. So let's get into the keys to the game. First off, you got to keep Dylan Raiola upright. I don't think that's any question. Keep Dylan Raiola upright, limit the sacks, and give him time to throw. Everybody's going to say explosive plays in the pass game, and I agree with that, but I'm looking for explosiveness in a different area other than throwing the ball 20, 25 yards or more downfield. I want to see our receivers make some guys miss, break a couple of tackles, and get run after the catch. If you follow me at all, you know that is a big proponent of what I talk about on the offense, is some of those quick hitters, some mesh, some slants, some drags, and let your playmakers make plays in space. Those playmakers have failed so far this year. Ja'Cory Barney has been taken out by some ankle tackles, some shoestring tackles, one arm on the thigh, whatever it is. He's got to be able to break some of those and make teams pay for letting him catch those short balls. So, and then once you do that, coverage has to get tighter, and then you get those deep balls. So that is my second key to the game, is make plays with the ball in your hands. If you're a running back, a receiver, it does not matter. Number three for me, find something that works in the running game. Run the ball. They had a couple of schemes. Again, we talked with Michael Rose-Ivy about this on Sunday night. They did a few things in the run game early that worked and just didn't seem to go back to it. Part of that is from playing behind. So those are my three basic keys. Now, the two more complex ones are get on the board early, get out in front, make Michigan State play from behind, keep the crowd into it. If you get a 2-score lead in this game, anything can happen for you in terms of running away with it but also you get the crowd involved early. We can't have a game opening drive where we march down the field and don't convert for points. You preferably put it in the end zone, but get points on the board early. Number two is the big one. You got to make Aiden Chili's beat you with one factor of his game. Can't let him run and throw. Don't let him turn it into backyard football. Michigan State does a lot where they naturally roll him out, and it's going to feel like backyard football. The defense has to stay on their keys there and not bail on coverage. So that's the big one. I think for me, more so than anything is make him stay in the pocket, make a college quarterback beat you with his arm 100%. There are some college quarterbacks out there. I'm not saying that Aiden Chili's isn't one of them or Childs, but I really think our coverage is strong enough that he has to beat you with his arm in the pocket. You can't let him break containment. And number two there is just fill run gaps. Fill the run gaps. Tackle better than you did against Michigan, and you'll be fine. All right, so those are my keys to the game. James told me to give you 2 to 3. I believe I just gave you 6, but if you know me, I go overboard a little bit. And now for the oddly specifics. I have 2 here. James only asked for 1, but I have 2. My first one is Isaiah Mosey is going to find the end zone. Probably in the second quarter. Dana Holgerson said, basically, you're going to see something from backup running backs you haven't seen before. I think Mosey is one of the more talented backs that we have. He's a converted wide receiver, so he's been learning and playing from behind here at this position. But I think Mosey finds the end zone on a 17-yard scamper. And my second one is Sierra Wright is going to be challenged in this game, and he's going to come up with a pick probably in the third quarter. So that is it. My final prediction for this game, I actually have Nebraska 42, Michigan State 31. I like it being a 2-score game, and I think Nebraska can do enough. This Michigan State offense is explosive, so don't be surprised if they break a couple of them. But I think Nebraska's defense, for the most part, does a good enough job for this team to win, and the offense really hits their rhythm after playing a very good Michigan defense last week or 2 weeks ago. So thanks, and we'll see you guys Saturday night after the game.
Hey everybody, big game this week. If you didn't catch our interview with Michael Rose-Ivy on Sunday, he talked about it being a must-win game, and I agree. I think it is a must-win. You're more talented than Michigan State. You're at home. You're coming off a bye week. I know Michigan State is as well. You're coming off a loss where you were kind of exposed in some key areas. I think in the first 3 games, there was a lot to like about Nebraska. And obviously in Michigan, against Michigan, things didn't go as well. And we all know what those areas are. So I think Nebraska does need to win. And I think we need to see some improvement, particularly in the run game, on offense and defense. So here's my 3 keys to win. I think Nebraska will win convincingly if they do these 3 things. Now, I still think it is, the jury is out on whether they can do these 3 things. So the first one is run when you want, particularly on first down and in short yardage situations and in the red zone, right? So if Nebraska can run on first down, opens up everything else, right? Makes Dylan's life so much easier. And it makes third down easier. But what are you going to do when you're in 3rd and 3 or less? Can you run the ball then? Nebraska needs to show that they can. I think we heard from Sean Callahan that Elijah Pritchett's going to be starting. That's good news in the run game. We'll see how it goes for Pritchett in the pass game. But run the ball when you want. That's my first key. Number 2, you heard, again, Michael Rose-Ivy talk about this on our show on Sunday. Be aggressive at the second level. We need to see linebackers who are more aggressive, attacking at the line of scrimmage, filling gaps, fitting gaps appropriately. And it just wasn't there, honestly. It wasn't there enough and on enough plays against Michigan, which is why you saw those long runs. Sometimes the linebackers were out of position. Sometimes they took a poor angle. Sometimes they just didn't get there soon enough, or they missed a tackle. So we need to see our linebackers be aggressive when Michigan State wants to run the ball. And then number 3, and I'll throw a 4th one in just for bonus, but number 3 is get home when Childs is dropping back to pass. He loves to run. Nebraska needs to make him incredibly uncomfortable. I think Nebraska's DBs will match up well with Michigan State's wide receivers, but if Childs has a bunch of time, if he's able to scramble and use his legs, could be a long day for the Nebraska defense. And number 4, kind of obvious, goes back to my first point, score in the red zone. So I hope, honestly, Nebraska isn't in the red zone a lot. I hope they have a lot of long plays. I hope they're scoring from 40, 50 yards out, but they'll probably get into the red zone, and when you do, you have to score. Pretty simple, right? These are the things that Nebraska is going to have to work on every game here on out. All right, my oddly specific prediction. I think we're going to see a lot more 2-back sets. I think that is what Dana and Matt Rule were talking about at their press conferences this week when they said, we don't want to say too much. You'll see it on Saturday. I think we're going to see more 2-back sets. I think you're going to see either Mekhi Nelson or Isaiah Mosey in the backfield with Emmett at the same time. I know they've done that a little bit when Latif has been in there. Haven't done it as much with Dylan when he's been at quarterback. So I hope to see that. So my oddly specific prediction kind of goes along with that. I think we're going to see Mosey score a 26-yard touchdown out of a 2-back set. Pass or run, your pick. Now, my prediction for the score, I do think Nebraska gets it done probably a little closer than the original line, which I think was 11.5. I don't know what it's at right now, to be honest, but I'm going to say Nebraska 31 and Sparty 21. So 31-21. Go Big Red. Enjoy the game. Hopefully we'll see you for a reaction show. Thanks for tuning in.